must be able to change the emotions of people, not just inform them. Good evening. Hi, I'm Dimple Sahani, and I am here to talk about the topic. Good speakers must be able to change the emotions of people, not just inform them. Good evening, everyone. Hi, I'm Dimple Sahani, and today I am here to talk on the topic, the ways through which we can conquer our fear of speaking in public and become a confident speaker. For the past 14 years, I have been taking sessions on training people from different walks of life in the sphere of spoken English, as well as conducting sessions on personality development. I've collaborated with Rich's MULTISERVICES, and today I am here to help you curb your fear. Friends, during the span of my teaching, often I have been confronted with questions like, what if I get goosebumps while facing the crowd? What if the audience doesn't listen to me? What if when I start, I'm not able to make eye contact? What ifs, and what ifs? If I sum up all these what ifs into one term which is called as glossophobia. Friends, glossophobia, which means fear of speaking in public. And let me tell you, you all would be amazed to know this particular fact that 75% of the population, yes friends, 75% of the population is not able to meet the audience when it comes to public speaking. So we are here to talk more about this particular topic. Now, I would like to share a small kind of situation. Let's visualize a situation where we can understand first of all how important is to speak in public, how important is to give an awesome presentation. Let's get into the shoes of where we get into a room with a big door and packed with gifts of big as well as small sizes, gifts of different colors, gifts. And imagine on all these gifts there is a tag on which there is on that particular tag the space of from your name is mentioned, and on the column of 2 it is left blank. Imagine all these gifts are from you, and to whom it is being to be gifted, it is missing, it is unknown. Friends, you must be wondering, what are these gifts? These gifts are nothing. These gifts are your ideas, your wisdom, your thoughts, your experiences. And if at all you don't embrace public speaking, they would remain unwrapped, they would remain unopened, they would remain ungifted. So friends, in case I want to gift all these gifts which is inside me, I need to be a confident speaker. Now, is public speaking really that difficult? The answer is a big no. Only few things we have to keep it in mind, which at the end of the day can help me in becoming an awesome speaker. So in this session of mine, I would be talking about the causes first of all, which leads us into the trap of public speaking, and then we would be talking about the solution. So as it is always said, to every problem there lies a solution. And the problem is, why do we get panic stricken? Why do we get anxiety Why do I get butterflies? So am I alone? No. As I told you prior, that 75% of the population struggles when it comes to speaking in public. And let me tell you friends, the 25%, the rest of the 25% are the ones who are really pretending. So today we would carry on, first of all, with the causes. And when it comes to causes, let me just tell you that you have to understand that the causes are something which are going to be something where you have to deal with it. And once you deal with it, you come out with flying colors. Now, to proceed with, I would really like to say that if I try to chalk down all the causes one by one, so the very first cause which actually strikes fear is thinking that it is inherently stressful. Friends, the moment it comes to public speaking, I feel it is inherently stressful. What do I mean by inherently stressful? It means I have a preconceived notion in my mind that it is going to be difficult. It's going to be a hard nut to crack. It's not so. In fact, first of the basic reason is that there have been always speakers who have experienced butterflies in their stomach. And let me tell you friends, the difference between a pro and a novice is that a pro have always transformed their butterflies to fly in formation and the novice are still struggling. So the journey between a novice and a pro is not that difficult. You just need to understand that it is not stressful. Greet your anxiety, friends. Greet your anxiety. When I say greet your anxiety, I mean to say have a firm handshake with your fear. It's natural to be fear. In fact, this fear would help you to convert into an efficient speaker. Let me tell you, friends, let me tell you that it's something which is nervousness is something which pushes you, which acts as an ignition, and you try to give your best. Now, this was the first cause. The first cause that, yes, it is going to be stressful. No, it's not so. Let's talk about the second cause. The second cause because of which I feel that, okay, it is going to be a big task. It's going to be a Herculean task when it comes to public speaking. Thinking that I have to be brilliant. Thinking that I have to be perfect to succeed. So let me tell you, presentation is not showcasing your talent. It's not about performance, friends. It's about having a conversation. It's about having a conversation from your heart, deep inside your heart. Speak out, and the audience would love you for this. In fact, let me just bring to your notice that in case if I take this presentation as a performance, in case I take it as it's something where I have to be at my best, then it would be just faking out. So you need to be absolutely genuine. You need to be 100% you and 0% actor. If it is vice versa, if it is 0% you and 100% actor, the purpose is going to be defeated. The purpose for which you were there to please your audience would not be met. So, don't think that you have to be brilliant. In fact, let me just tell you about a small principle over here, the WIFM principle. When I say WIFM, I mean what's in for me. What's in for me? Friends, what's in for the audience? In case if you are able to answer this particular question's point, that what's in for them, then definitely you have taken a stride and you're going to move forward and forward without looking back. So let's not just think it is about showing your brilliancy. It's about meeting their expectations. Their expectations, end of the day, matters most. So find it, what's in for the target audience, and you'll be rocking. You'll be rocking and you'll be a superstar. The third cause which becomes a hurdle while coming to public speaking is trying to emulate the great speakers. Now when I use this word emulate, I mean to say emulate means to copy. Now let me tell you friends, be yourself, don't pretend, bring out the actual you from you within. In fact, many of the speakers have always struggled in beginning, and then they have been able to go a long way. In fact, this particular point reminds me of an Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. For him, it was never a story where he was born with a silver spoon. It was always a rags to riches story, and such a great orator he is. The only thing where he focuses on is he never tries to speak something where he tries to copy other speakers. He is the one who is always genuine, who is always trying to bring down his point to the audience. And there he is. In fact, friends, when I say trying to emulate the great speakers, I mean to say it's always forgetting about yourself and trying to copy others and forgetting what you are. That's going to be bad. That's going to be really bad. You always have to remember, dream big to achieve big. Friends, because in case if you have never dreamt big to achieve big, you don't know how high you can fly. So follow this particular thought, dream big and you'll achieve big. Let's move on to the fourth cause. I hope you must be getting that why are we discussing the causes. So friends, it's always like the moment we are clear that where is the problem, the solution is easy to be deciphered. The moment you are struggling with the problem, you will never be able to reach a fixed solution. So this is the reason I'm first taking the problems so that we are able to tackle with the problems and come out with one end solution where it would be a win-win solution for everyone. The win-win solution for the speaker and a win-win solution for the audience for that matter, friends. Now if I talk about the fourth exact reason, then it becomes a fear of being judged. Yes, one of the greatest fear. What if I be there and I won't be able to come out? See, remember, you cannot please everyone. It's really difficult to please everyone. No doubt, everyone likes to be liked by others. We all want that others should like us. But don't get into this trap. Whether you are liked or you're disliked, whether you are loved or you are not loved, if you don't speak up, yes friends, please note, if you will not speak up, you will be spoken of. Now the choice is yours, whether you want to speak up or you want to be spoken of. So the only thing which can be detrimental while speaking, which can act really as a fear, which can hamper the growth of your success, is that fear of being judged. Take a risk. See, the one who takes the risk is always something who faces the challenge. And so, don't be into this particular point of view that whether I'll be judged as perfect or whether I'll be judged as imperfect. Remember, friends, judgments are very quickly formed and more quickly forgotten. So just go ahead with this and you'll be able to see that you are the ones who are going to steal the show. Last but not the least, yes, last but not the least is thinking of negative, thinking of the negative outcome. Always we struggle in discussing ourselves with others, whether at the end of the show I'll be able to get what I want. So please don't be getters, be givers. The moment you step into the shoes of a giver and not being a getter, you'll be able to know the purpose for which you had given a presentation and for what you had come out. In fact, if we really talk about the teaching which Lord, our great Bhagavad Gita says, do your best, forget the rest. And so, don't think of the negative outcome because, friends, this particular energy which actually is within you, which is stopping you, this negative energy, transform this negative energy into positive energy. And you will be able to see that it is nothing. It is nothing. The moment you think that it is not performance, it is a conversation. It is a conversation where I am there and where I am, it's going to be end of the day, it's going to be a presentation where I'll be able to meet the expectations of the public and just move on, move on. Friends, transform your fear into enthusiasm. The moment you have transformed your fear into enthusiasm and given permission to yourself to be stressed, you will be able to come out with flying colors. So till now you must have got into the picturesque kind of view that what are the causes. So if I sum up all the causes, I can somewhere come to know that yes, the problem lies with the causes itself. Friends, public speaking is not an art to be mastered, in fact, but a tool to be used to get results. So don't take it as an art where I have to be the best. Take it as a tool which will help me in climbing my ladder of success and reach the zenith. Now, definitely we were here to discuss on how to become a flawless speaker. So friends, the solution lies in the word itself. The solution lies in the word speaker itself. Speaker. Yes, friends, speaker. How do I get a solution? Yes. Speaker. Let's just divide the word speaker into its elements. And you would come to know that, okay, I was struggling to find the problem's solution anywhere, somewhere else, but it lied within here only. Speaker. S stands for stance. P stands for practice. E stands for enthusiasm. A stands for appropriate pace. K for knowing your audience. E for eye contact. And R, repo. I mean to say relationship building. Yes, C. The solution is here in these alphabets of speaker itself. Now let's just analyze one by one. Let's first take this particular element of speaker, that is the stance. Stance, when I say stance, what do I exactly mean by stance? Stance means my posture. Stance means my body language. No doubt, body language is an important ingredient of exactly posture, because when I talk about posture, there is a lot to add to it, but still one of the most important elements is stance, my posture. Remember friends, posture breeds success. Posture breeds success. At times you might be confident inside, but until and unless you are not able to demonstrate it, until and unless you are not able to show it, the audience is not going to buy it. So, how to work on it? Is this really important? Yes, we know. I have already mentioned that posture helps in breeding success. To emphasize on this particular point, let me tell you about the 3 V's of communication. When I talk about 3 V's of communication, which is vocal, verbal, and visual. When I say vocal, vocal means my voice quality. Voice quality means how do I speak. See, undoubtedly vocal is something which is almost God-gifted. But somewhere you can hone your skills of vocal. For example, we all are aware, we might have definitely seen the show of KBC, where Amitabh Bachchan is a great host. And no doubt he has been God-gifted. But definitely if I talk about how does he speak, is he too fast? Is he too slow? No, not at all. And let me tell you friends, the vocal communication actually consists of, basically it amounts to 38% of communication. 38% of the communication is vocal. When it comes to verbal, what do I speak? When I say what do I speak, I mean to say my content. The thing what actually I want to give out. And you'll be surprised, you'll be astounded that it is just 7%. Imagine, a mere 7%. And then the last but not the least, visual. How do I see? I mean to say, the moment you are on the floor, how do you appear to the audience? This is something which is actually 55%. I mean to say 55% exactly is your visual communication. So friends, your stance, your posture amounts to 55% of the communication. So don't be actually deterred by, in case you are not able to present it somewhere, the content is not up to the mark. Hardly matters. What is going to matter is whatever is there with you, whether you are able to give it out confidently or not. Now let's move on to the second element. The second element, which is actually practice or rehearsal. Practice or rehearsal. Here, if I would really like to exactly, I would just confine it to practice. Let's talk about this keyword practice. Or rehearsal, it means the same exactly. But if I don't talk about Adolf Hitler, then I would really be missing out something. Adolf Hitler was the one who used to write his own speeches, used to give hours for practice before delivering it. In fact, he was the one who always believed in one thing, that every great movement on this earth owes its growth to great orators. And undoubtedly, he was one of the greatest orators of his time. In fact, we have many such examples who have actually strained every nerve, who have toiled hard, basically. Only by practicing, they have mastered the tool of a great speaker. When I talk about practice, so practice, perseverance, and preparation helps us to climb the ladder and helps us to become where we want to be. In fact, when I talk about practice, there can be few points which I can keep in mind. Points like it's better to prepare more than you have to deliver, friends, because at times you might struggle when you are on the floor. So if you have prepared a content which is more to be delivered, more than to be delivered, you are not going to feel nervous at all. Then after preparing the content, give it a proper structure as to what would come first and then what would come later. Never ever memorize your content, because if you are stuck in between, you are going to break the chain. So there is no need of cramming things. Then something which is really notable here is follow the rule of 1, 2, 3. Friends, always try to put in bullet points like A, B, C, because people tend to remember more in terms of points 1, 2, 3, and then give it a conclusion. So practice is the key. Practice makes man perfect, and I would say perfect practice makes us more perfect. The third element which actually comes to our mind is enthusiasm. E, yes, enthusiasm, investment of energy. If you want it to come alive, let it be infused with energy. Let it be infused with excitement. So enthusiasm or excitement, I would say. Now, let me tell you, dear friends, Winston Churchill, one of the great orators and a former Prime Minister of United Kingdom, said, success is like walking from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Yes, my friends, success is like walking from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Friends, let me tell you, nothing great was ever achieved without this enthusiasm. So enthusiasm is something which is going to push you. In fact, the only language which is known all over the world, yes friends, the only language which is known all over the world, it's not English, it's enthusiasm. Until and unless my speech is not infused with energy, I will not be able to deliver it the way I wanted it to be. In fact, here it reminds me of a beautiful quote. Often people tend to forget what you said, but they never forget how you made them feel. So if at all you want it to be a rocking presentation, a killer presentation, then let it be infused with lots and lots of energy of yours. A topic on which you are really passionate. Moving on to the next element. Fine, we talked about stance, we talked about practice, we talked about enthusiasm. Now the next is appropriate pauses. My friend, appropriate pauses. Now, when I talk about appropriate pauses, let me just tell you. Pause to let your points sink in. There's no harm in pausing. In fact, great speakers have always been fantastic pausers. Fantastic pausers, yes. You would be surprised. If I pause, will I pretend to be, will I in fact show them to be that, okay, I'm struggling? No, it's not so. In fact, pauses are the one which helps the audience to actually synchronize all your points. And no doubt it gives the speaker also the chance to take a gasp. Fine, to take a sigh of relief. So, pauses are the ones which is going to help in recapitulating the whole presentation. Pauses, short or long, no matter. It always emphasizes the message we have to give to the audience. Now, when I talk about pauses, so pauses are the superpowers. They are the superpowers. And if you want the audience to exhibit interest in your presentation, then give pauses. Moving on to the next. Yes, moving on to the next. It is about knowing your audience. We have done stance, we have done practice, we have done enthusiasm. Then we have given pauses also, appropriate pauses. Then it's about knowing your audience. Yes, knowing your audience is of paramount importance. Let me tell you. Here, let me give a big round of applause to them, to the audience, because had it been, they would not have been there, we would not have been there, great speakers would not have been there. So it's the audience which actually makes a speaker feel the urge to give more and more. Friends, remember, it's always the audience who also wants you to be a hit. At times we have a notion that I'm going to struggle when it comes to meeting my expectations with the audience. No. If I have prepared few points before going on to the stage, parameters like, for example, knowing the age, knowing the occupation, knowing the sex ratio of your audience will help you meet out. Try to understand what exactly they are expecting from you. Try to go to the concept of WIFM, what's in for them. And once you are able to understand what's in for them, you are never going to look behind. It's always going to be leaping forward, forward, and forward. And it's going to be just conversation and no performances. So audiences are always to be taken care of, my friends. Now it's up to you whether you want to keep it as a monologue where it is only one-way traffic, or you want to keep it as interactive. So better is to understand this before and then move on. After knowing this particular point, we are left with two more elements. Eye contact. See, eyes are the windows to the soul. Now when I say eyes are the windows to the soul, so here I would say, yes, definitely eye contact is very important. Eye contact means where I'm going to get an affirmative response from the audience, where I feel, yes, that once I'm in a position to meet their eyes, I am going to move forward. Eyes actually shows your confidence, your honesty, your sincerity. In fact, without eye contact, friends, it is going to be a deceptive speech. So when you want it to be a receptive speech, a truthful speech, just try to meet the eye contact of the audience. In fact, eye contact doesn't mean you have to stare. It has to be throughout. In fact, if I have an audience of, suppose, 100 people, so it is 100 conversations with all of them. It's not just meeting one eyes, it is meeting the eyes of 100. And then you would know that every person who's sitting out there feels the warmth of your presentation, feels that there is connectivity between you and him. So eye contact is something which is going to give the audience also a feel that yes, they think that they are being cared of. And the moment they feel that they are being cared of, what else you want? Now moving to the last element is like rapport. Rapport means your relationship building. And when I talk about relationship building, then definitely, I said build your own personal brand, my friends. Because personal brand is something what the audience will carry about you when they leave the room. Don't try to get into the shoes of giving a hit presentations at your end where you forget the audience and you forget the connectivity between them and you are just onto the path of proving your mettle, proving your worth. It's not about proving your mettle, it's not about proving your worth, it's about building a bridge between you and the others, the target audience who is there. An effective speaker is the one who is able to create an effective listener. And so, friend, it's not about you, it's about them. And the moment you understand this, that it's not about you, it's about them, you are going to rock. You are really going to rock. So, with these elements in mind, definitely I am going to move forward further with a hit presentation. At the end, I would really like to summarize everything. That no doubt we talked about the causes, we talked about the solution. So friends, I just want to end my all things with a note that there is always possibility for those who want to make it possible. I repeat, there is always possibility for those who want to make it possible. The only thing is, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and that you are. Know that there are many things which are inside you which are much greater than any other obstacle. So, hope this session of mine will really help you in curbing your stress, in conquering your fear, in getting rid of the fear which actually you get when it comes to speaking in public, and become a confident, flawless and stress-free speaker. So with this note, I would like to end my session. For more queries, please visit our site www.richesmultiservices.com. It is something where you would find your solutions not only to your problems related to communication, but we also actually, in fact, entertain your queries related to investment consultancy, related to health, related to astrology, beauty, and many more. So friends, don't forget to visit our site www.richesmultiservices.com. Thank you, and again, take care, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you. Bye.